Hi, I'm Michael Boyajian, and I'm going to talk again about a book that's coming up that is out now, and it's a Mike and Jerry book, and I already did one video on it, and I'm going to do another because we're rolling into the season of the witch, Jerry's favorite month, October, Halloween, and all of that. And the name of the book is Into the Occult World, Our Beloved Journeys, which is more of a Halloween book than anything else, and the fun things we have done on Halloween. The most recent thing memorable was the idea we got to go to London for Halloween. Apparently, London has really gotten into Halloween, and we signed up for, of course, a Stonehenge trip. Because of the month, I couldn't get the Inner Circle tour as I had done for Jerry the first time we went there, which was in September. If you want to go in the Inner Circle, you got to go in September, book in advance, and you can get in there. Anyhow, just getting to Stonehenge, the way they have it designed now, you're pretty close to the stones anyhow on the paths, and they've built a terrific gift shop now, and a restaurant for the tourists. And then they have also a little village of what the village would have looked like near Stonehenge, little thatched house roofs and everything. And anyhow, we did that on that trip to London, which I was just specifically for Halloween. And we also booked. We went into the British Museum, and they were celebrating Halloween also. They had their theme was Day of the Dead, the Mexican stuff, with gigantic Mexican skeletons. I mean, floor to ceiling, and you know how big that museum is. And then the other thing is a bookstore that Jerry likes, Treadwell's, was having a book signing and reading by an occult author, and they also had the Harry Potter bus tour at night, and the bus was from the movie, but it didn't do the special effects, of course. But it was a tour of all the Harry Potter sites in London, which are numerous, and there were many other things which were topped off by seeing Wicked in the West End, the famous play Wicked. And, the West End and Broadway are equal in performance levels. The only difference is, if you want to save money, go to the West End. The prices are a little bit more reasonable than Broadway. Sorry, Broadway. In fact, it got to the point where I'm like, geez, it almost pays to go to London to see a play. Anyhow, Wicked was great, and again, I was in the Walker at that time, and they held the curtain for me because I was a disabled person. We were caught in traffic. I won't go into the traffic stuff. I won't go into the crazy cab driver we had too, who I will touch on him. But anyhow, they held the curtain. They carried me in. They threw me on a lift, not the elevator lift as the British call it, but a regular disabled person lift, and lifted me up and threw me in my seat, and up went the curtain. And it was it's a good play when I get choked up at the end, and this was a good play. I got choked up. Wicked, terrific. And this is related to the Wizard of Oz books. But in any event, to make a long story short, we ran into a cab driver, which is almost an impossibility in London. Of any city in the world, they have the best cab drivers. They go through 3 years of training. They know where every single building is in London, and they're trained to be super courteous. And we just got a bad one, and he was blaming us for Halloween taking away from Guy Fawkes Day. Guy Fawkes Day is an important moment in their history. Some nut almost blew up the entire Parliament. They grabbed him just as he was lighting the fuse in the basement of the Parliament. But anyhow, he wouldn't let us have the cab. Kept going around and around circles, and we kept getting car sick, and we're hearing him blaming us for all this Halloween stuff because we're Americans. and it's our culture overcoming his. And finally said, I knew where I was. I'm so familiar with London. I finally said, can we get out here? And thankfully he did stop and let us out. I was a little worried about that, but we got out, and as we were walking away, completely exhausted from the ordeal, because we had just come from Stonehenge, which was a big trip into itself. And he, when we got off the bus, we hailed him. He seemed like a good cab driver. I don't know. But anyhow, the thing is, as we're walking away, we're like, wait a minute. Why is he blaming Americans for Halloween? This is J.K. Rowling's is a superstar here with the Halloween stuff. And worldwide, Harry Potter is a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and it's all about Halloween stuff. I mean, don't blame us. Wait a minute here. I'm surprised I didn't think of that in the cab. I guess I was shocked that the cab driver was arguing with me. Anyway, we were so exhausted. We stopped at the a British Museum so Jerry could get some souvenir items she wanted, and we were too exhausted, so we had to skip Treadwell's. And by the time we got back to the hotel, which happened to be in the East End, which was not a good thing for this trip because of the Rugby World Cup, the massive construction work, on and on and on, we couldn't make it to the Harry bus terminal. But we still had a great time between Wicked, Stonehenge, and whatever. Another interesting thing overseas is we went to Loch Ness on our trip to Scotland, and I wasn't going to get on the boat, but the terrific bus driver guide who wore a kilt called me Walker Man because I had a walker. He convinced me that I could get on the bus with that walker, the boat with the walker, and that I regretted if I didn't. So I did. Had no problem getting on the boat, and we went on Loch Ness, and the boat's loaded with sonar and all this stuff. It's really, really great Loch Ness stuff. Anyhow, I think I've talked about enough for now. Hope you enjoy the book. Take care.